I don't know if anyone's going to be on tonight, but I didn't go live yesterday, so I have to go live today. And once I'm done with this, I'm going to relax a little bit. I'm sure you are all enjoying your Saturday night, and if you don't see this tonight, hopefully you see it tomorrow. In any case, I want to make sure I get this very important message out. I should actually share this video. Let's see if I can share it. Share it to like one or two groups. Let's see what I can do, guys. Before we start, resonance isn't something that is widely spoken about, which is why I really cool. Which is why, hey, what's up, Redmond? So this isn't something that's spoken about very often. So and it ends up mattering when it comes to manifestation. And ancients were aware of the resonance. I'm actually going to pull out my notes. The blog post that I did is there for you all. It was important that I wrote these things down and actually took my time with this topic because it is a very important topic, and as more people are understanding that they do have an aura, that your aura is an electromagnetic field, but it's more than that. It's also subtle energy. More people are understanding the principles of frequency and vibration. So what is resonance? And what does resonance have to do with all of this? That's what I really wanted to take some time to discuss, because nobody's really talking about it. And in science, this principle is well known, but science doesn't always have the ability to connect this with spirit. And I feel that even some of the ancient Egyptian paintings and things, we see them holding tools in their hands. So what are these tools? Perhaps they're tuning forks, their version of that. Perhaps. So they already know how to tune. The ancients already knew, and that's just one civilization. There are civilizations that are even older than that. I bring that up because it's widely known. And a lot of people do their research on these sort of things, and they know that ancient Egypt is Chem, then you have Lemuria and Atlantis. And so what did all these individuals know? That we are now in the space of rediscovering, and now we have the ability to access this information in a more holistic way. So that's why resonance is so important. And I think that I'm a little ahead of the curve with this topic. I do believe within the next couple of years, more and more people will be speaking on resonance. But the reason why many people won't understand the importance of a topic such as this is because it's not widely spoken about. And it is the missing piece to the puzzle when we discuss manifestation. Resonance is the missing piece to the puzzle when we discuss creation. Resonance is the missing piece of the puzzle when we understand our place in reality. And I find it serendipitous that this random hood slash smart slash whatever Puerto Rican chick is pulling this information together, but it's because I love exploring different topics. I love exploring the mind. I love exploring the heart. I love exploring all of our psychic abilities. We all are psychic to some extent. And I mean, even tapping into the what we know now about the morphogenetic field, and that field isn't the only field that exists. Just as you have your different chakras, which are different fields of energy, you have different fields of energy coexisting. But resonance is what brings it all sort of under one banner. And then we understand ourselves as one synchronistic family, right? Universal family. So I did discuss these in the blog post that's there for you guys. If you do appreciate this information, you can donate to my Cash App. No, $1, $2, whatever is fine. And I have that there, I believe in the title. It's Empress Isabel Montero. So, resonance. And this was just the general definition off Google. I didn't want to get fancy with it because most people would Google this. So let's use what we have and put the clues together, right? So resonance, the quality in a sound of being deep, full, and reverberating. Now, the physics definition, the reinforcement or prolongation of sound by reflection from a surface or by the synchronous vibration of a neighboring object. So we have reflection. In the etymology of resonance, it's seen as from Latin, resonantia. It's called an echo, or to sound again. So it's likened to an echo. So now we understand what the definition of resonance is. Now let's talk about, now there's two sort of resonances that are happening. There's one universal one, and I believe that's called CMB. I don't believe I wrote it in these notes. Let's see. And then we also have Schumann resonance, which we're going to discuss a little more in depth here. Fields. Okay, so let me look at my post actually really quick so I can give you guys exactly what CMB is. Hopefully this doesn't go out while I'm doing this. Echo, blah, 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 blah. All right, so there's a frequency that exists, and I will get the name for you all shortly. But there's a frequency that exists that all of creation actually exists within. And at the beginning of the universe, when scientists theorized this Big Bang theory, right? They found something called CMB, which is cosmic microwave background. And this cosmic microwave background frequency that that scientists discovered, they believe is what is supporting all life or all of existence. The Earth's resonance is a 7.3883 hertz. So we have CMB that we know is everywhere. Now, what's curious about this is, in my mind, I'm thinking this must be the dark matter principle. This must be the 0 point. This must be the manifested and unmanifested coexisting. This must be the field, you know? Now, when we look at the Earth, when Schumann resonance was rediscovered, and that is our our planet's vibrational frequency. So Schumer resonance is the planet's vibrational frequency. That's inherent in all of life. So it is within us. We are created within it, and it is without us. So it is all around us as well. And this is what is supporting all of life. This is what sort of like the singular frequency that you can find everywhere in reality, just as scientists would say that atoms create every and make up everything, but atoms differentiate. So there's that, and then we also understand that actually the Schumer resonance is identical, and I didn't mention this, but it's identical to the alpha wave brain patterns. And that's a really interesting thing. Just a little interesting tidbit when we're discussing this topic. And we're going to get into how this is actually going to help you manifest, especially my magicians out here. Thank you, Keelan. Yep. So when the Schumer resonance was theorized mathematically, it was groundbreaking, but the man who theorized it was a physics teacher, and he just didn't realize how groundbreaking it was. So it was only published in a small journal. And, synchronistically was discovered later by scientists who would actually need that information. So this deals with, hold up. Okay, so when it was theorized, this frequency almost is like a pulse. It's like the heartbeat of the earth. So the earth is a body and it's alive as well. And there were some studies done that showed that when individuals, now there was, I don't know why people felt like they had to do this, but this was actually this experiment by this scientist with the last name Weaver in the 1960s. And what he did was he took his students, and he used his students because they're young and healthy. And he created this underground bunker. Where they found the funding for this is beyond me. That was shielded, where students wouldn't be influenced by the natural frequency of the planet. So when they put the students in here, they would have stress, anxiety, they would become physically ill. But when he would introduce the 7.83 hertz tone, their sense of well-being was returned to them. Any ill effects stopped, headaches, feeling nauseous, feeling vertigo, anything like that would stop. So that's also just an interesting side note. All right. All right, so then there was another experiment I want to speak on that was done that was super interesting, where they took DNA sequences, right? And there was a scientist, and I have it in the blog post, his actual name, but this experiment was a water experiment. So in the water experiment, they would put the DNA in test tubes, filter it out, and then introduce the tone, right? The pulse of the earth, introduce the tone, and the DNA would begin to physically manifest. So from there, they were like, is this the tone that supports all life? It became this amazing thing, like a miracle. And even when the DNA was separated into two different tubes, or they found that DNA would communicate. That's like a side note. The thing is that the DNA was filtered out, so it was not physically present. That's why it was amazing. That then something that's not physically present, you introduce this tone and it begins to physically manifest that on a microscopic level. And just because you don't see something right away, we act as if we are not manifesting when we are. So this is the mystery of resonance. This has been what has been missing when spiritualists have been discussing frequency, vibration, manifestation, all these things. You go, okay, say you learn a visualization technique, right? And when you learn the visualization technique, nothing's happening and you just can't figure it out. It's pissing you off, you're stressed out, whatever. This visualization technique is not working no matter what you do. So why is it that people will work on these visualization techniques, they'll work on the secret, they'll do all these things to manifest things, but nothing is happening? It's because you don't have resonance. So you're not even sending out really a frequency or vibration while you're manifesting. You're not creating resonance with the feeling of what experience, what you would like to manifest. And I don't mean just something as narrow as money, because life is a tapestry. So you can manifest money, but wouldn't it be better to manifest a lifestyle that supports your highest potential? And the money comes with the lifestyle. Wouldn't that be more sustainable? Doesn't that make more logical sense? So I ask you not to use this information irresponsibly, to be wise in the use with your magic, with this information. It's very important to be wise. And I can't reiterate that enough. It's not simply, Keelan, it's not just matching the vibration of what you want, because by the nature of assuming that you don't already have it, you can't match the vibration. You have to feel it on an internal level. You have to actually feel the vibration of whatever it is you would like to manifest. Like a good example is, and this was interesting, I did a little experiment tonight. So it's a little more involved and a little deeper than what we've been led to believe. And this is the information that has been left out. And this is the reason why your manifestation doesn't work. So I did an experiment tonight. Before I had went out for a walk. I was like, oh, I'll just walk to the store, not far, come back home. So before I left, I took a few minutes and I visualized two things. And as I didn't so much as visualize, because the picture doesn't even matter as much as feeling the frequency or vibration. So what I did was I was like, okay, I'm going to imagine and feel this white feather. So I felt a connection, and then you send a vibration in waves out with your heart of a white feather. And so then I went and I took 3 pennies in my mind, and I felt the vibration of a penny, right? Isn't that a weird thing to think that on such a and these are good experiments that you don't have to put too much thought into, that will train you to manifest more quickly. Because when you are existing within a vibration, it has to exist in your reality. It's that simple. When you are existing within a vibration, it must exist in your reality, because it cannot, because you are existing within that. You are resonating with it. It is within you. You are within it. Therefore, there is a match. And so you exist simultaneously. And that's the block that a lot of us were having. So what I ended up manifesting, and it was interesting how these two things came together. And I even questioned my own DNA. I had to go and question. I said, I need to do a little research on this, on what money was, in different time periods and stuff. Now I have to go on a whole tangent. But what I ended up manifesting were these silver circles with a little hole cut out in the middle. And I found two of them. So somehow, resonating with the feather and resonating with these pennies created a different manifestation. And this is how we do our experiments, our spiritual and magical experiments, so that we can begin to and don't do this. Don't do this with the intention for something just for monetary reasons, because you'll never become a master that way, because inherently money doesn't even matter to you. What matters to you is what is providing. So why not cut out the middleman and just focus on what it is providing for you? Focus on that vibration, because then whatever is needed to support you will show up. You know what I mean? I'm just asking you all to come to a space of higher thought with this, and to not be so childish. And I know many of my followers are not that way, but I just think that it's very important for us to take this information seriously and to guard it and use it wisely, because otherwise it's going to be very diluted, and it's going to become, just like everything else that has to do with spirituality and metaphysics, it's going to become like a joke. It'll become a meme, when this is real, tangible, scientific, spiritual, mythological information existing all at once. Now, in my blog post, I did mention the creation myths, a couple different ones. So I did the Big Bang Theory. I read a little bit on Sophia's mythos, and it says through her sadness and all these things were created, but they mentioned something very important. They said waves. It was waves that created in the void, or in the formless, and started creating material matter. A really good one too was the Aborigine creation myth, where the father energy, which would be the masculine energy. Now remember, in mythology, we're not dealing with physical men and women or physical beings. We're simply just dealing with the description of an energy. So say that the masculine energy is kinetic, and the feminine energy is potential energy. And as the feminine energy builds its potential energy, it reaches a point where it has to burst forward and be kinetic, and something must manifest. And that becomes the utterance. So we need to begin to see these concepts with correct thinking. The issue is that most people can't think like the ancients. And so your mind is limited. Think like the ancients. You are ancient. And even go beyond if you can. You must have a certain frame of reference or thought in order to understand this information holistically. You must have a certain frame reference of thinking. If the structure of your mind is not in the correct space, you will understand this information incorrectly. So getting that work done is very, very important, which is why I make such an emphasis on these deities that we're describing are not masculine or feminine physical beings. They are simply descriptions of energy. And which is why I'll take it and use a scientific term, so that you all can understand it in a way that's more holistic for all of us, so we can understand these energies better, so we can use them to improve our lives and the lives of others. So now in the Aborigine, the Australian Aborigine creation story, the father wakes the mother, right? So now the masculine energy has built to a certain point, that now the feminine, and it was a sun goddess. Sun representing the solar plexus, representing our physical sun, representing the life giver. And as she opens her eyes, rays of light come out. So now we have waves, rays, and frequency of sound and frequency of light are very, very similar, by the way. So now they're just expressing themselves differently, one through sound and one through light, in physical reality, what you see. So now we have waves, we have rays. The Big Bang Theory, we have heat, because they said the 4 elements, 5 elements, because you have ether. But they say the 4 elements were superheated, and then an explosion happened, and all creation happened from there. So, and then you have sound, light, and heat, actually, with the Big Bang Theory. So, and then that supposedly created CMB. So from there, or CBM or whatever. So from these myths, we come to a place that we can understand even the nature of creation. And then you get to thinking, what is it to be a powerful creator? I mean, you are naturally a powerful creator. You had to create before you even manifested physically. It was really a co-creation because your parents had asked for you as well, and you grew within the belly of your mother. But you had to create the blueprint for arms, legs, hands, feet, teeth. You had to pick just the right astrological sign to be born within. I mean, everything had to be just so you can accomplish your purpose as a soul being, because even in astrology, when we go through the different houses and understand our characteristics, we understand that's the characteristics of the personality. And those are our tools while we are here to complete our mission. So, I mean, all the stuff interconnects, guys. Really, really important to understand. So we are frequency, vibratory beings who are existing within a greater frequency and vibration that is not only within us, that supports our life. And we are the macrocosm of the microcosm, and we are powerful creators in our own right. You have the right to be a creator. You have the right to manifest what is in alignment with your highest desire and purpose. Right. No one could ever take this away from you because it exists within you, and you have the ability to create resonance with what is serving your highest purpose and the highest manifestation of your being. This is your right. This is what you are, truly. And as we go into that, when we begin to think of magic, and when we begin to think of manifesting, this was the missing puzzle piece. Because we were understanding frequency, we were understanding vibration, but we were thinking of that more as something that just had to do with your aura, and that, to manifest, you just needed to be in the right state. And frequency and vibration and your aura were only connected to creating a state, like creating like having the fertile soil to plant the seed in. Now with resonance, we understand that that's not the truth. That your aura, your frequency, your vibration, the waves you are sending out are an integral part of what you are actually manifesting. So now we have another piece to the puzzle. So now in the spiritual community, we have more groundbreaking information. We have something that is tangible, that we can use, that has been seen on multiple levels, in multiple places, that is us. This is amazing. This is amazing. And I'm very proud of the fact that I have the ability to share this with you guys. And it's not that I'm proud of me. I'm just proud that the information came to me so that I can share with those. We are way ahead of the curve. Nobody is talking about resonance in the spiritual community. So you guys have profound information first. Take the information and create, tell others about it, share. You know what I mean? Um, do some great things in this world. Step into your purpose and be confident. Now, state is important, but when you're in your natural state, it just makes the manifesting easier. And there is a technique that I use that helps me manifest very quickly, and it's a heart chakra technique. And when you do the work of clearing your heart chakra, and you have it pretty clear, I did a lot of healing work, a lot of inner child work. If you guys do need a chakra reading, or if you do need an intuitive reading, you need to get that healing work done. You need to get some energies off of you, because y'all know I pull the demons off. I shake them off with my voice. Do message me or contact me. Now, there's this technique is very similar to how actually the frequency of the earth is like a pulse. And the earth a lot of times is represented by the heart. The heart and the earth are sort of one, aren't they? And then they call the throat the higher heart. So you have green, you have blue, and our earth is green and blue mostly. So, and what you do is you actually connect with the energy, and and you create resonance within yourself, and then you sort of simply connect, and then you just send out sort of waves through your heart chakra. But feeling is more important than seeing. Feeling and getting into the energy, getting into the resonance. It may not be something. I mean, I've had many visions in my meditation. I've had many dreams, lucid dreams. I've had many experiences in spiritual worlds, and I know that I'm existing there and here simultaneously, and I'm doing work in both realms, where I am formless. I am an energy, and I am directing other energies. Like I had a dream that was lucid that I was actually directing a masculine energy, very young energy. I was above the earth, floating, and I'm telling him where to go on the earth. I'm like, we need you over here. We need you over here. And that was sort of like what I was doing that day in the astral, I suppose. But if my higher self thinks that the work on this planet is so important, then this incarnation of my higher self into this body must be a part of the plan. And it's not any less important than that energy frequency being that's existing simultaneously within this physical or seemingly physical being. I just have a slower vibration. That's it. And that's what you guys are as well. Hello, Robert. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Um, Red Man. All right. So, does anyone have any questions before I get out of here? I just really wanted to present this information in a way that we could all understand it, so that we can come to a space that we can grow together. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to think of anything. If you have any questions in regards to manifesting or anything like that, feel free to ask. True. True. You guys have some good little conversations in the chat, huh? All right, so since there's nothing, I think I'm gonna go. But for a Saturday night, for any of you to really be watching this is incredible. I was like, I don't care if nobody's on. I just want to get the information out. Plus, it's 30 days of going live. So I'm really training myself to be a lot better at giving this information. The second, now, I guess I'll just do some announcements. The second cycle The Soul Work Masterclass is starting soon. Message me if you want more information on that. If anybody needs a card reading, I am doing discounted love readings. I'm gonna end that tomorrow. Tomorrow all day it's going, and then obviously Monday it's done. So you guys can check that out as well. Oh, you want the link to the blog? Hold on, let me reply to you. I think there it is. So you got it there. It's in the comments right under your comment. So it's called Unlocking Resonance. All right, guys. So, and this video will be available on my YouTube shortly. I'm just gonna upload it. So take care, all.